Hello everyone, I'm Renowned Zero. We are back again talking about how Neil Druckmann tells all about Naughty Dog's next project, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, which apparently seems to be a woke religious mess, but we'll get more into it. And it's really crazy to me how this guy could literally sit here and not care about what fans think about his last game that he came out with, which was The Last of Us Part 2. Even with all the awards, it didn't really sell super well for how many PS4s and PS5s were available at the time, including the awful fact that they did a remaster of this terribly written story where by now everyone should know that Joel gets the golf club to the head by a super huge woman that shouldn't be possible to exist in an apocalyptic world, unless of course that woman is eating everything in sight and leaving no food for anyone else. So let's get into this article here, of course, from SmashCT.com. The Neil Druckmann interview can be summed up with this exchange pretty well. Who gives a crap? Exactly. Naughty Dog's controversial top dog, Neil Druckmann, has finally pulled back the curtain on the studio's next big project, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. And of course, to no one's surprise, it looks like another heavy-handed narrative-driven game built to push thought-provoking quote-unquote woke themes rather than having an actual fun video game. Now, personally, I don't think it would be woke yet. Haven't really seen much about it, so really, in my opinion, shouldn't really determine that just yet. In an interview on Sony's YouTube channel, given the direction Druckmann has taken Naughty Dog in recent years, this new game's focus on religion and faith in an alternate future immediately raises plenty of red flags all around, suggesting to me that it will be yet another extremely divisive, bloated, and pretentious experience that alienates core gamers. This is, of course, all opinions. Everyone can disagree with this. You can absolutely disagree with the person writing it or me in this video. Make sure you leave your comments down below. Despite the negativity surrounding the release, the current comment section strikes me as heavily sanitized, almost as if they're trying to hide actual concerns. So here's the long and short of what to expect. The game's set to take place around the year 2000, but not on our timeline. Instead, it diverges from the 1980s when a new religion apparently emerges that reshapes civilization. This mysterious faith, quote-unquote, centered on the planet Semperia, seems to be the core of the game's setting, yet details remain vague. Beyond the fact that no one has had contact with Semperia for 600 years, players take on the role of Jordan, a protagonist who crash lands on the isolated planet with no knowledge of what happened to its people. While the premise sounds to me like a sci-fi mystery, according to SmashCT himself, it's clear that Naughty Dog's main focus isn't on world building, but more so on creating a deeply quote-unquote personal experience centered on isolation, reflection, and a critical deconstruction of faith itself. Druckmann's description of the game should make it abundantly clear to anyone paying attention that the story you're working on is built entirely around faith and religion, two topics he's never been subtle about handling in his previous works. Now again, this is the same guy who took advice from Anita Sarkeesian to make female characters less appealing, saying that he wants to make those female characters less appealing, and gave examples like Cortana, Samus Aran, and Lara Croft as being sexually appealing characters in video games, and wants to make his future female characters look nothing like them because apparently he doesn't understand that the main core audience of video games are male, dominantly. That's not my opinion, that's a factual statement. Given Naughty Dog's track record, it's easy to assume that Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, will try to be yet another attempt to quote-unquote challenge religious beliefs and most likely painting them as dangerous, oppressive, or outdated while pushing a quote-unquote progressive narrative in their place, because you know the message. With a name like the Heretic Prophet, it's not hard to guess where the story is going. I'd expect a storyline where religion is demonized, the protagonist struggles with identity and belonging, shaves her head to rebel, and the game's quote-unquote message becomes more important than the gameplay itself. Now, I remember correctly that the person shaves their head in order to hide their identity from people that are after her, as she follows to different planets searching for her lost crew. The fact that the entire experience being presented here revolves around making players feel quote-unquote lonely and questioning the path that led them to where they are only reinforces the idea that this is yet another Druckmann-led introspective slog meant to make players feel miserable rather than entertained. The crazy thing is that he literally said something along the lines of games aren't there to be fun, which they're supposed to be fun if you want people to experience your games. Could I be wrong? Of course, but when it comes to modern-day Naughty Dog, I wouldn't bet on it. Everything about Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet screams woke, narrative-driven slop. again, it's all opinions. You can disagree. I personally don't know just yet, so we'll wait and see. Easy to guess from the teaser trailer they showcased a few months ago. A game focused entirely on questioning religion, set in an alternate history where faith went wrong, and built to make players feel lost and reflective rather than entertained. It's not hard to see where this is going. Personally, I don't really care about anything Naughty Dog, considering they got rid of Amy Hennig, who made all the best games, and when she was removed, that's when Naughty Dog decided to go downhill, because he replaced Amy Hennig with a clown like Neil Druckmann. This game has all the makings of another overindulgent Naughty Dog disaster, one that will be praised by woke game journalists, I'm sure it will, and all those X/Twitter activist bots that never buy anything, but completely rejected by real actual gamers. At this point, Naughty Dog isn't even trying to hide their agenda. They've abandoned the fun, adventurous spirit that wants to find them, and have fully embraced being a platform for ideological storytelling. Games like Jak and Daxter, Crash Bandicoot, of course they don't own Crash Bandicoot anymore, that's owned by Activision now, and Uncharted, games like those where Jak and Daxter was actually a very fun series, which they've done nothing with, and honestly I hope they don't do anything with. I hope, honestly, that property gets sold to somebody who actually care for it. If Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet is the next big project, then it's safe to say that Naughty Dog's decline is far from over, but this isn't even the most troubling aspect of the interview. Adding to the growing list of red flags that I've been witnessing, it appears that Naughty Dog is engaging in some serious comment section manipulation. Many of the replies to critical comments are mysteriously disappearing, and scrolling through the entire comment section reveals nothing but strangely enthusiastic bot-like comments feigning excitement for the game. Anyone who believes, in my opinion, that Neil Druckmann is an amazing writer is lying to themselves, but that's just my opinion. His writing is absolute dog water to me. Meanwhile, the like to dislike ratio tells a very different story. There are a lot of dislikes, far more than the curated toxic positivity comments would suggest. There are a lot of dislikes. This kind of artificial engagement reeks of some strong desperation. It wouldn't be the first time a major studio or publisher tried to manufacture positivity when faced with overwhelming backlash. I'm pretty sure on one of the trailers they actually disabled comments. If the game were truly as exciting as Naughty Dog wants people to believe, they wouldn't need to curate the conversation like this, but we all know better than that at this point. Nope, we aren't falling for it. We want engaging worlds, compelling gameplay, and stories that don't beat us over the head with ideological message nonsense, which is what people are saying Split Fiction doesn't do. Split Fiction seems to be giving people fun and not this ideological nonsense, which is what we consider the real definition of what a woke property is. Unlike certain clowns out there that just say that woke just means black and gay, which is verifiably incorrect. And those people are grifters. If this is the quote-unquote game that Naughty Dog is banking on, then they might be in for a rude awakening when this so-called thought-provoking experience bombs harder than a spaceship crash landing on Symphoria, but time will certainly tell. I'm very curious to see where this goes. Personally, I think the normies will absolutely eat this game up. Like I said, after the disaster that was The Last of Us Part 2, and how they lied in the marketing and how they tried to strike YouTube channels because people were talking about the leaks, and how Naughty Dog was lying about the marketing where you played as Joel, which was not what was going to happen, and even going so far as to destroying that father-daughter relationship within this game, because the first Last of Us to me was actually a great game. I wouldn't put it in masterpiece category like a lot of people would. I thought the game was very well put together. I thought the story was good. I liked the dynamic between Joel and Ellie, and the fact that you got to play as Ellie at one point where Joel gets sick and infected, where she has to find a solution to bring him back to full health, which was shown in, of course, the Last of Us show, which was very good, by the way. I recommend it. I would like to see how they're gonna pull off season 2 with the whole Abby thing. I wonder if they're actually gonna go through with going along with the Last of Us Part 2 storyline with season 2 of The Last of Us, but I truly think that, again, the game will sell well with normies. I've been completely checked out since The Last of Us Part 2. They canceled Factions, which was a highly anticipated multiplayer component that people were looking forward to, because it looks like a lot of people were fans of the original Factions. And I just don't see myself picking this one up either. I'd rather go back and play their old titles like Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy, Jak 2, Jak 3. I think they made Sly Cooper, I'm not mistaken. And Spider-Man was to me was dog water as well, especially Spider-Man 2. And I don't have a PS5 either, so, and I'm not looking forward to ever picking up a PS5. I'll just wait for the games to come out on PC because it will all eventually be there on that platform as games ramp up to be extremely high budget, and companies like Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo are all going to need other ways to make revenue as the budgets inflate. So thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. Let me know what you guys think about Neil Druckmann's words in the comment section down below, and what you feel that you will get out of this next game. Will you be picking it up? Will you be playing it? Do you have a PS5 to play it? Let me know in the comment section. Like the video if you like this. Subscribe for more content. Hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video or go live on the channel. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.